Vision for Baltimore is celebrating their $1 million grant from the Maryland Department of Health by giving away 10,000 pair of eyeglasses to Baltimore City students with the help of their partnerships. Morgan State University's very own Jason Hill and DeAndre Moody will be competing in the Madden NFL 23 and HBCU tournament final. Protesters spoke out at the Baltimore City Public Schools office on Wednesday, asking leaders to let the Baltimore City College back into the playoffs after being banned.
Not really sure why this happened to me at the moment, but it's like I just gotta trust God, keep my faith, and know that something big is gonna come out of it. So that's just how I look at each day.
Senior guard Malik Miller is currently out of the season with an ACL injury after a game against Howard University. Miller tells more about his recovery.
So I was going up for a layup, came down. I didn't step on nobody's ankle or anything. I just came down wrong, and my knee just buckled. He
is nursing his knee back to health at home, which is why fans have not seen him sitting courtside.
I'll be at home, mainly doing exercises, working on my knee, just getting better. But I'm always watching. You know, they always know I'm watching. I send a motivational text before every game, so they know I'm there and I'm in spirits.
This is Miller's first major injury, where he will be out for 6 to 9 months.
It's a lot of pain, but it's getting better, so I really can't complain. I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Even though he is getting better, he is still experiencing a lot of emotions. He is losing eligibility, ending his time at Morgan with 1,225 career points.
I'm going to miss Morgan.
Miller will be graduating fall 2023, but will not be joining the rest of his teammates on the court during the 2023 to 2024 basketball season. He still has plans to go pro basketball, though. In the Fieldhouse Gym, I'm Cayla Cade reporting for Bear TV's Morgan Now. The fear of drowning or not being able to afford swimming lessons may have stopped people from learning how to swim before, but that can all change in the 2025 to 2026 school year with the help of Maryland lawmakers.
I was in a pool and I basically drowned. Like, I almost drowned.
Students like Justice Scott do not know how to swim. For public school students in grades 8 through 12, they will be required to take an elective in water safety and swimming, according to a bill proposed by Prince George's delegate Karen Chose.
We want to make sure that we give our children the tools they need, life-saving skills. That is the main important piece of this bill.
Toes believe this is a generational curse for Black people because of the Jim Crow era.
Many Black parents now are saying, hey, I wasn't taught because they were not able to go to the pool, or their grandparent or their parents were not able to go to the pools.
Kaylin Thompson, a 9th grader at Mergenthaler High School, said she doesn't know how to swim because of the cost, but she wants to learn.
Like, I would feel like really good knowing that I'm able to take the class, because a lot of Black kids don't know how to swim and stuff, especially like in the state of Maryland.
Miranda Massinio at the Y says that learning how to swim is important because it can limit drowning-related incidents.
The second leading cause of death for our children ages 5 to 14 is drowning-related incidents.
If the bill passes, the Maryland public education system will provide resources to learn how to swim while also giving physical education credit to students, depending on how their school implements it into their curriculum. Here at the Y, I'm Cayla Cade. The gubernatorial election is less than a month away, and Republican Dan Cox came to Morgan State University, the Student Center, which I'm currently in front of, to talk more about it to young voters. With less than 40 people in the theater, Republican candidate Dan Cox spoke to students about voting for him for this year's election. The newspaper of Morgan, The Spokesman, hosted a gubernatorial forum to ask Dan Cox questions about why he came to Morgan and specific topics like critical race theory and his plans if he wins. The editor, staff, and advisor did invite Democratic candidate Wes Moore, but he declined. Editor-in-Chief Jordan Brown tells more.
Wes Moore did not come because he did not want to share the stage with someone who shared the views that Dan Cox did.
Brown was joined by NBC correspondent Antonia Hilton, Trey Mitchell, a managing editor of The Spokesman, and Lena Jackson, the host of WEAA 88.9 Morgan News Hour. At the forum, there was a supporter, or rather the Black liaison for Cox, Crystal Jenkins, who originally was voting for Moore and usually votes Democrat, but had a change of mind.
Decided to jump ship from Wes Moore I changed over to Republican this year just so I can vote in the closed election and I can support Dan Cox because of that. I already voted skin color. It didn't work out for me, and so now I'm going to vote my values instead of my skin color.
Theater was also filled with non-supporters.
There were some things that I could somewhat understand from Dan Cox. Overall, he's not my pick.
Early voting begins October 27th and elections will take place November 8th. For more information, go to elections.maryland.gov. Reporting from the Student Center, I'm Cayla Cade, NPPD.